And good evening, everyone. I'm sure that I'm not working very good here on this stream. We've got a lot of stuff going on. I may have to kill a few things, but good evening, everyone. Hopefully, I will get the bugs worked out of this tonight. But I've got Joneser here with me, and we've got a very special episode here. We got a few people here with us already. Coming in early was Cobweb Collector. Johnny Sorensen's here. Yeah, I've got a lot of issues going on here. Hopefully, I can catch up. Johnny Sorensen's here. Figuratively speaking, is here. Master Versal Toy Hunter, Mr. Eldor, is here. Joneser is in the chat right now as well. Mr. Poe showed up. Hey, Mr. Benny, how's it going? Sue Studio's here. Good to see you. Merry Christmas. Ocean Breed Salty is here. So, yeah, good to see everyone. Merry Christmas to all, says OBS. Sue Studio says, hello, OBS and Master Versal Toy Hunter. And Gojitron is here. Good to see you, Gojitron. And hope everyone's doing well tonight. I'm kind of behind on my chat here. Let me catch up real quick. And my chat thing here, there it goes. It's kind of behind a little bit because I'm behind a little bit. Ted Melik is here. I'm at work on a rainy Christmas. Well, it's kind of Christmas Eve. Yeah, work all through the holiday. Oh man, I hate to hear that. And Ocean Breed Salty. Hey, everything's plastic collectibles and reviews. Good to see you, man. Chris is here with us. And don't forget to hit the like button, says OBS. Thank you, OBS, for telling everybody to do that. And Johnny Sorensen says, look under your seats. Rocket firing Christmas punches for everybody. Yay! Mega Demon Collects. Good to see you, sir. Glad you showed up. He says, hello, everyone. I'm new. Glad you could join us tonight, man. Tonight's just a special episode. We are going to look at some toys real quick, some Christmas presents that I got through the mail. And I'm glad you're here. If you haven't had a chance to subscribe to the channel, please take a chance to do that right now. And hit the like button and share this around because that helps me. It helps the channel and it helps all of us. So thank you so very much. And I'm glad you're here. Hope you enjoy yourself. And now I'm going to bring Joneser in. Hopefully he's ready.
What's up, everybody? It's Joneser, your favorite comic book guy. So let's do this!
Oh, you're looking real festive there, Joneser.
Merry Christmas, everybody.
I cannot hear you.
Am I muted? I'm not muted.
I can't hear you.
What is going on?
Everyone else can hear you, but I cannot. Let me see here. Okay, I know what I've got to do. I've got to go ahead and turn this back on, and I've got the monitor off over there. All right, now speak. I think they heard you, Joneser, but go ahead.
Hello, ho ho ho! Merry Christmas, everybody.
There we go. Now we can hear him. All right, I can hear him.
Hear me.
You guys heard him all along. I'm the one that did. Let's see who we got here. Ben Stutley says, hi, Bill and the chat. I've been mostly AWOL this year, but wishing a Merry Christmas and Merry blooming Christmas to you all and a success for the channel in 2024. Thank you, Ben. I appreciate that. Thank you, Mega Demon Collects, for subscribing to me. I appreciate that. Johnny Sorensen says, jonesing for some singing. Not. I don't blame you there, man. Let me move that chat up a little bit.
It'll be a Christmas song if you get one.
Yeah, really. Oh, look, there's Rick here with us. I think that's Pop Actor. Yeah, I can see by the icon there. This man deserves our respect for giving me a Duplico figure. I never asked for it. There are still people in this world who cares. And your example, Bill Dozer. Thank you again. You're welcome. You're very welcome, sir. I didn't mind doing that at all. I knew you were lamenting the fact that you may have to go overseas to purchase that, and knowing what that was going to cost you. I was like, nah, this Christmas time, I ain't having that. I can actually check out the show live tonight, usually in bed by now, but no work in the AM. Cool. I'm glad you could be here with us, Chris. Thank you, sir. Yeah, we can hear Jones. Yeah, I'm the one that couldn't hear him because I had a microphone off on this end. I had to do that. I had no choice. Hear you both okay? We can hear everyone okay. So both of us are good, and that's all that counts. That's all that counts, because I'm taxing my system to the limit right now, Jones.
See that? I could see us in about 1 million windows over here too.
Sing song time. No, we're not. I don't know about it. We may try to sing a song. Joneser can sing. I cannot. And Sue Studio gives
you
us
got a feel to sing. You don't need to sing good.
Sue Studio is giving us the Maltese cross from He-Man. Thank you. Everybody said hello to each other. So what are we going to do tonight? Well, it's just a Christmas episode, and I wanted to, just be a little Christmassy tonight. So now I did get some toys in the mail. I'm going to pull up a toy cam, and I'm going to check that toy cam once I get it pulled up and see if I can hear you in the background. Hopefully I can. Hold on, Jonah. All right, there's the toy cam. You can see me. All right, and let me see if I've got you in there, Joneser. I do not. So I'm going to put him. I'm going to put you in this scene, and I'm going to put you behind everybody. So you're going to appear suddenly on the whole screen, and then suddenly all this is going to come back up. So just hang tight, folks. I should have done this to begin with, but come down here, and I need to add Joneser. Where are you at there? Yeah, there you are. Yeah, you sure are. All right, and down you go. Down you go. Down. Down. Continuing on down to get you. There we go. Got you behind everything else, but you're still here, so we can hear you. And that's the main thing. All right. Mega Demon Collects wants to know, what does everyone collect? I'll start. I am a Masters of the Universe Origins and Superpowers collector. I collect vintage Superpowers, and I collect the new Superpowers that Todd McFarlane's coming out with. I collect vintage Motu, and I also collect Motu Origins. I'm not that big into the Masterverse stuff. I do get cherry pick on that, and I do have other figures in my collection, but I'm not like all of them. I just get what I want, like Pimp Daddy Destro over there. Go, Jones, or what do you collect, my man?
Well, comic books and Masters of the Universe are probably my two main things, but I collect a little bit of everything, a little bit superhero stuff, DC and Marvel. I'm not partial. I like Dick Tracy memorabilia. Just got into these Marvel Legends, lots of fun. Basically just buying what I like. I got some Ninja Turtles here and there. Just, stuff any kid that grew up in the 80s and 90s. That's my jam.
Cool. And Mega Demons says he collects sports figures like McFarlane Sports Picks and Power Rangers Lightning. Well, that's cool. We all collect different things, but we and we all enjoy watching what other people do as well. Robot voice. I guess we're having robot issues. Hope not. And Dragon Ball Z Dragon Stars figures. That's cool, Mega Demons. Help the Christmas Grinch got me. Scary Superman Santa. Oh no, Bill, you were breaking up. Well, I'm going to break up occasionally. My right now my CPU is totally overloaded, so just bear with me. there's not a lot I can do about it, hon. Mega Demons Collect, did you get that recent Android from this year's movie special? And Everything's Plastic Collectibles and Review says, I collect everything's plastic. I can tell you right now, that is the absolute truth. He collects a lot of stuff. Bill, you were sounding like a Dalek there for a second. Yes, look out for the old Doctor Who. Yeah. And speaking of Doctor Who, I do have an extensive Doctor Who collection, but mostly it is the underground figures. I think that's the name of the toy company. The original series figures. I'm not big into the newer ones, except up to about Peter Capaldi, and after that, I kind of cut it out. And Gojatron says, I collect much too much to list here. Ben Stutley says, all apologies, 4 a.m. here. Might have to duck out. Sorry, guys. Will you be doing anything with Grindhead Jim over Christmas period? Not really. I'm probably going to be in the chat there when he does his Christmas Day thing, and that's about it. OBS says, I collect cat stuff, semi-precious stones. Haven't got anything in a while. Fish Tropic Canada. Hey there. How's it going? Good to see you. Glad you joined us. Yeah, he did sound like a Dalek. Oh, come on. All right, Joneser, are you frozen?
I am not.
Okay.
Or
good.
am I?
Well, I can't tell because you're not active on the screen right now. I'm looking at the control room right now, so I need to quit worrying about that. I'm gonna go back to the toy cam real quick because I want to show off some things that I got in the mail. One of the things that I got recently, I got from the Battle Round blog. Let's see if my toy cam active here. There he is. This is a custom figure that I don't know if Battle Round blog did it himself, but that head that is on him was done by Lee Customs. And it is the head from the Man-at-Arms set, Man-at-Arms that came with that San Diego, I think it was San Diego Comic-Con or was it PowerCon set. I can't remember. But anyway, yeah, the Power Lord set. The armor is from a regular Man-at-Arms, but they've added the fur around here, which is basically pipe cleaners. And the body was dyed this darker green color and repainted, so he looks more like the cross cell art, and he's got his mace here. So thank you to the Battle Round blog for this figure here. Let me get him over here on the camera where you can see him a little better. There we go. And I'll put him over here in front of the fridge. If he'll stand by himself. There we go. Next, my friend Jesse Hughes, the Epic Badger, sent me some girl figures to go with Pimp Daddy Destro over there. And I've got an extra head here. So,
ain't nobody going to get a beer out of that fridge with Man-at-Arms guarding it.
That's right. Man-at-Arms didn't want anybody to get none of that beer that's in that fridge for himself, I suppose. I don't know what the head is on this particular figure here. Maybe you guys can tell me who that is. I don't know. The body, of course, is a Baroness body. I think that's the Baroness who came with that motorcycle. See if that head will come right on off. Yeah, it comes right off. That's good. Let me put this head here on it and see how it looks. Oops. That's going to be a toughie. Get on there. Uh-oh, Man-at-Arms fell over. Yeah, I'm going to have to heat that. I'm going to have to heat that hole up or Dremel it some. It's not wanting to go on the. There it went. No, that ain't it. Yeah, that head's a little too hard to get in that hole. Yeah, I'm not going to be able to do it. So I'm going to put the other girl's head back on because it snapped right on there. There we go. But anyway, thank you to the Epic Badger for those figures. I don't know whose head this is. Maybe one of you guys can tell me there in the chat whose head that is. And last but not least at all, my friend OBS sent me a surprise package in the mail. And of course, there were some cookies and some cherry cordials in there for the family to chew on. And she sent me one little box that had my name on it. And she got mad at me because I waited before Christmas to open it, but I couldn't wait. I just couldn't wait. And inside was Amigo-sized figure of the Phantom Stranger. This is probably the coolest thing I've gotten so far, except for something that I'm going to open up here in just a minute from Joneser. So let me put this off to the side for just a sec. And he's got a little necklace on, and it's all real chain. It's very delicate looking, so I'll be careful with it. And he's got a hat that goes on his head here. But here's the old Phantom Stranger. This is probably cool. This is cool. Cool. Thank you, OBS. I will treasure this.
That is really slick.
I love it. Man, arms done fell over back here. Let me.
Yeah, maybe he should be watching the beers he's drinking.
Yeah. He's had a little bit too much Christmas cheer, huh? Sit back.
Yeah, I was saying my guess is he can put him away with the best of them, and then he gets fighty, so he don't drink no more.
Yeah, it sounds right.
That's my man-at-arms headcanon right there.
Absolutely. Now, I've got one more box of good stuff here that came in the mail. If I can find what I did with it. It was kind of a big box, too. So you can see the edge of it right there. Now, Joneser kind of tipped me off what he was going to send me, right? You know, you guys know that I've been looking for a Joker figure. Well, Joneser found one. I don't know where he found it at or how much it cost him, and really don't want him to tell me. But he said he was going to. He asked me if I wanted it, and I said yes. And he said he was going to send it to me. Thank you, Joneser.
You're very welcome, sir.
But there was a surprise in here. When I looked on the very, very bottom, there was a comic mailer that was in here. And I said, did he make a mistake and send me a comic mailer that was some comics for himself? I don't know. Because it had his address on the front of it and not mine. So I opened the comic mailer up and I said, wait a minute. He sent me these comics. I know because of the comics that he sent me. So pulling these comics out, I remember this comic very much here. This is a Popeye comic from a company called Ocean Comics. And it's a kind of a modern retelling of the Popeye tale with a little more modern artwork in it. And I remember when this came out. The next comic that he sent me was issue 2 of the DC Comics Masters of the Universe. Very nice. See if you can get back here where you can see it a little better. So yeah, thank you, Joneser. The last one brought a little tear to my eye, Joneser, because I wasn't expecting it. This is a gold key, golden age looking issue of the Lone Ranger. It's about a golden age size. A Lone Ranger comic. Very old and that very, very treasured. It's going to go into the comic box with the rest of my collection. It's down here underneath this table, this display table. So thank you, Joneser. I appreciate that, sir.
Hey, Merry Christmas, my friend. I knew been digging through the comics for a while, and as I do that, I always have people in mind when I have friends and I know what they like. So I've been making a little bill pile, and you're not the only one on Santa Joneser's list. He's making little piles of comics for other players out there. When I know what you like, I know what I can send you.
I appreciate that, man. I'm gonna close down the toy cam to ease up some of these resources here. And that's all the toy cam for tonight. What I do have, let's see, he's got a decent sized club, so be cautious. Okay, let me look at the chat and see if I'm caught up with the chat here. Yeah, my chat thingy over here, the featured chat, it's not keeping up too well. Ocean Breeze Salty says, I dare Man at Arms to take away my vodka. All right. That's what she said. Said speaking. Rick says Snake Man at Arms should have been yellow, and I could have painted the sides black. He got a decent sized club. Be cautious. All right. And that's where my chat ends over here in OBS, but I can see it continued over here. OBS says my club is bigger when defending my drink. Okay. What sucks is to get a roasted chicken, and when you break apart the thighs, you see pink. Don't eat that. Don't eat that. You'll get sick. Nice comic, says Susudio. You're welcome. Thank you.
Didn't prepare it properly.
Does Joneser have the first issue of the Incredible Hulk comic? Asked Rick.
No. I probably have some Hulks from the 70s. I might even have a couple from the 60s, but I do not have the first appearance. I do, however, have the first appearance of the Abomination, and I am selling that. So if that's a piece you'd be interested in, private message me.
Those early DC Motus are great. As a chef cooking for a living, that is the biggest no-no. Chicken has to be cooked through. What the hell is going on with your computer? It's a little laptop and it's doing too much. Hi, Jeff, says Rick. Susudio says, I need to find the Kiss comic. I have the Alice Cooper comic from the Inside album. I'm assuming she's talking about the Marvel Kiss comic.
No. I was just going to ask that, and I was assuming that myself. The one that was supposedly printed in their blood. I do know a collector who has a copy, but I imagine he's not willing to sell it.
I wouldn't think. I can read that anytime I want to.
I think they're kind of spendy.
Yeah, I can read that anytime I want to, but I don't have a physical copy of it. Let's just say. All Music Fan 88, good to see you. Glad you're here. It was a Marvel comic. That is correct, Susudio. All right. I'm going to play the Christmas commercials that we've collected so far. Plus, I have a third collection of Christmas commercials. And one of the commercials in the third set, I did curate myself. The second set is quite a few. I haven't had a chance to even watch all of those. And as Joneser can attest, I was trying to make a video of them, but I couldn't get it muxed in time for the show. So I had to place it into OBS a different way. So that means I'll watch it live with you guys. Of course, I'll have to watch it with you guys, but I won't be able to talk over it. Cecilio says it doesn't have to be the one signed in blood. It wasn't signed in blood. They went and opened their veins up into a container, and that container was poured into the ink that they were going to print the comic with, supposedly, so that their blood was intermixed with the ink that the comic was printed in. And supposedly that was for the full run, right, Joneser?
No, just the initial issue, the issue number 1, which is the only one that I think that's super valuable. I think the rest of the run, they were just printed
Oh, I
on
didn't think there was anything
regular
but
ink.
the number one and the one run of that. Maybe I didn't know it was more than one issue of
I
that.
want to say it might not have been an ongoing series, but I do believe they appeared in like a bunch of Marvel stuff at that time in that year.
And Rick here says it's okay, John. Just watch the first episode of the Incredible Hulk 1966. It's word for word and all screenshots in the comic. Well, that's true. And that was true for all those Marvel cartoons that came out back in the 60s, if I'm not mistaken. They were pretty much just screenshots from the comics with a little bit of
They're pretty close.
limited animation and just
Yeah,
word for word. Go ahead.
Close, pretty tit for tat. I think there were a couple things either maybe just taken out for time. There wasn't every piece of the comic wasn't in there, but the broad strokes.
Has anyone seen the new Capital One commercial with John Travolta as Santa Claus that was done a la Saturday Night Fever? Yes and no. I saw it briefly and I skipped over it. Maybe I should go back and watch that, Susudio. I don't think I knew what I was looking at, but I think I know exactly what you're talking about. Signing blood. That's what Hogan said to Andre when they signed the contract match. Yeah, it wasn't signed in blood. It was just the blood was added into the ink for that number one. I know like blood stuff. I don't blame you. I know a lot of people that are squeamish around bodily fluids. All right, let's
What kind
let's
of
watch
cat stuff were you talking about, OBS?
She was talking about some cat stuff.
I'm sorry, I was asking OBS. Yeah, she said she collects cat stuff and semi-precious stones. I was wondering what kind of cat stuff.
I would assume little figurines, but I'll let her answer that.
You can put it in the comments or whatever. I didn't mean to step on you, Bill. I was just
no, it's this latency that we have here. We're gonna have to deal with. Johnny Sorensen, zero animation, and Kirby got paid jack. Then that's true. Very illegal what they did with those TV shows ripped from the comics. Correct. It's hilarious. He even danced on this.
It is a shame.
Go ahead.
I was going to say to Johnny's comment, it is a shame that the comic contracts at the time were what they were. Kirby wasn't the only artist who got shafted with a lot of his work. And it's a shame that it was kind of work for hire, and Marvel had all the publishing rights, so Jack could do nothing about it.
Yeah, and that's one of the reasons why every chance he got to take a dig at Stan Lee, he did. As a matter of fact, he did.
I finally watched or read that Funky Flashman that you showed me before. I watched a thing on it or whatever. That's a pretty scathing dig or pretty bad review.
And of course, unless the fans had dirt sheets on the comic creators at the time, they probably didn't know what that was about. But every single artist and writer and people in the comic industry knew exactly what he was getting at when he did that. And OBS has answered your question here. Cat figurines and things with cats on them. And that's a good thing to know, because now I know something. File it up here, Joneser. We may have to use that in the future to buy her a present.
Oh, I know. I'd be sending her something. She was on my list, on the good list. Joneser has a good list and a naughty list. Santa Joneser does.
Yeah. Absolutely.
Of course, Bill's the only one who got his present in time for Christmas.
Mm-hmm. And that was just a miracle. I can tell you that, because I remember the day you sent it. I'm like, I'll never get that in Christmas time. And it came here in what a day and a half.
Senate priority.
Okay. Now, did you? Now, okay. I love you even more, brother. Eye of the Tiger, says All Music Fan 88. OBS says, Rick, I love First Blood. I'm okay with that. I don't like blood in rituals. It just turns me off. You know, First Blood is a Christmas movie, right, Jones? Or
Someone told me that, and I guess I'm like, what are they just letting everything in now? That once Die Hard got in, the rules are off. But I guess it really was.
if you look, I think I was the one that told you that. I think we were arguing about that, and I said, if you watch the scene where they take him in the police station,
Yeah.
There's a Christmas tree and Christmas decorations up in there, so that makes it a Christmas movie because it happened over Christmas time. George Valentine with me tonight. Thank you for being here with me, George. Once again, the chat feature has stopped refreshing, so I'm going to refresh that real quick and just read the chats out. Paula sent me that box with the cat on it. Did she now? Girls, they're up on doing things for one another, where us guys we tend to forget and have to be reminded. If
I don't
that
forget. I just have a pile of procrastination.
Rick says, "Oh yes, if that thing had 9 lives, she just spent all of them." And Susudio still trying to find that Captain Fantastic picture disc album. I hope you find that one of these days. And if I ever run across it, I'm going to remember that. Fire bad, okay, says Johnny Sorensen. Rambo showed up at Hope during the holidays. OBS says, I deal with chicken and beef blood because of cooking. It doesn't bother me. I don't know. I'm weird. As long as it's a steak and it's bleeding, I don't have a problem with that. There's also a Christmas tree on the roof of one of the buildings. Die Hard is a Christmas movie, correct, Rick? There's two kinds of people in this world: those who believe that Die Hard is a Christmas movie, and those who are wrong.
Gremlins was.
Oh, it absolutely was a Christmas movie. I mean, it's Christmas all throughout that movie. The little Mogwai was a Christmas
was even
present.
the present.
Yeah.
Correct.
Johnny Sorensen did do a Die Hard video with Boba Hicks yesterday. If y'all get a chance, you need to take a chance to go over there and watch that. OBS says Die Hard is sort of a Christmas movie. You know, there are
Bill,
Christmas.
what's your favorite Christmas movie of all time?
Me? I already told you it's First Blood.
Yes, sir. That's right. That's right.
What I was going to tell OBS here, she says Die Hard is sort of Christmas. You can now buy Christmas ornaments of the what is it, the Nakatomi Plaza or whatever it is that he falls off of. So and you can and he dangles right there in front of the little ornament. Yeah.
Oh, that's great.
Yeah, it was a Christmas party. It was a Christmas party. Yeah. It makes it a Christmas movie. There's a lot of Christmas movies out there that people don't realize are Christmas movies, I suppose. And of course, even Bruce Willis, who was in Die Hard, is quoted as saying that Die Hard is not a Christmas movie. Well, I respect you, Bruce, but you're wrong. Lethal Weapon is a Christmas movie. That's correct. You knew that, though, right, Jones? Or that Lethal Weapon was a Christmas movie?
No, I did not know that. Now I'm starting to wonder: is Terminator a Christmas movie now, or did the cyborg hit a jingle bell on the way through time?
I don't think so, but we may have to rewatch that movie, the Nakatomi Plaza. Yeah, thank you. Really, I do collect odd Christmas ornaments too. Yeah, go over there to Amazon and just look. They're there. All the Rockies. Well, I know Rocky 3 did. Do I have the Hallmark Tom Baker Doctor Who Christmas ornament that Hallmark did last year? No, I do not. I was looking for it this year and I couldn't find it. No comment on this topic. I would be banned. Oh no, you wouldn't. There's only a couple of ways to get banned over here.
Okay,
One
so
of them is one of them is to be a bot, a porn bot. That's automatic banning. The other one is to disparage people in the chat and be very, very ugly to people in the chat. That might get you silenced for a little while. And they did make a diehard advent
Bill,
calendar.
we got a pretty good group, and I've never had to ban or silence anybody in the chat. I don't think once. So that's kind of we're pretty lucky that way.
I agree, and even when he who shall not be named came over here and acted silly, I refused to let anybody ban him. I wanted him to say his piece. Oh, okay, then I'm safe. Yeah, you're very safe. This is a safe place. And OBS says all music fan banned for what? As long as you're not evil. And OBS is one of my band hammer holders, and she said it best. And Johnny Swartzen says I disparage everyone equally. Okay, all right. If I go on the Hallmark site, you might be able to find that Dr. Who one. I'll have to check that out. OBS, excuse me, Studio. Yeah, I think OBS says she hasn't seen the porn bots in a long time. I think that YouTube finally got rid of that.
I was just commenting that back to her.
Oh, Radical Mom's here. Hey, how's it going?
And that's for the best. I mean, look at what it's doing. Have you heard about, I think, is it Discord or whatever, where they're kind of loosened the strings on that a little bit?
No, it's not Discord. You're talking about Twitch. You're talking about Twitch.
Thank you. It's one of those. Yeah, they loosened the strings on that a little bit. Now they're having a hard time getting it dialed back to where it was.
Well, Twitch is a mess. It's supposed to be. It's the original live stream place. It's where people been live streaming on Twitch long before I think YouTube even allowed it. The reason we live stream on YouTube now is because YouTube is trying to beat Twitch. But what
Right.
Twitch was mainly for was for gamers to live stream themselves playing video games. But that it's gone beyond that to and you go over into just chatting and you look around and that's where the hot tub metas start. And that was the girls in very scanty clothing sitting in a hot tub, a bathing suit that barely covered up their body, trying to I guess game the rules over there.
Right.
So
now they're doing it where they might even not even have the top on the bathing suit anymore now. You know what I mean?
Yes.
So it's getting to the point where it's pushed past that.
Well, what started was the Thoughts over there had started streaming, and they would stream everything down except the nips, okay, and make it look like they were topless, but without showing the nips, you get away with it, right? And people got a little salty about that, and kind of spicy content there, and that's when Twitch loosened the rules up, and they said, well. Nudity is okay as long as it's art or something or whatever. It's not pornography. Well, of course, we all know what the definition of pornography is. You know it when you see it. I think that's what one of the Supreme Court justices said. So, yeah. chat getting away from me here. I was saying hello to Radical Mom when she showed up. Hey there. OBS says as for as good as the internet can be, there's always going to be bad. Yin and yang. Correct. I was here first. Ha ha ha. Okay. I think Joneser was tonight. My best and last Christmas gift was Snake Mountain 1984 as a kid. I never got Snake Mountain when I was a kid. Did you?
I want to say my family, my Grayskull and my Snake Mountain, we got at a secondhand store. You know, it was the 80s. My parents were on a budget, and they couldn't buy brand new Motu stuff like that. So, but my mom was always shopping the secondhand stores, and somebody basically dumped one of those in there, and so she got it probably pennies on the dollar. And you know, so I had like one that was missing the parts, and then you just track them down at the same secondhand store. So that was how my parents did it. So I did have one, but it was a hand-me-down that needed assembly.
Did the microphone work?
Oh yeah.
George Valentine says, in my opinion, nudity must serve a narrative purpose or it's not necessary. I agree with that. All Music Fan 88 says he got a Snake Mountain when it first came out. All right. I'm gonna play some commercials, and while I do that, I'll try to clean things up over here just a little bit and make it a little more easier for myself. I'm going to start with the first set of commercials that we played, and I'm going to play right through, and we'll stop, and then we'll talk a minute. We'll play the second commercials, and then we'll play the third one after that. And we'll talk between them, but we won't be able to talk during them, I don't think. You ready, Joneser?
Yes, sir.
All right.
We'll return after these messages.
Hi, how are you again?
I have some last-minute gift problems.
Don't worry. Hickory Farms has over 100 gift packs. Gifts with mild cheddar cheese, smoky bar cheese. We are the super cheese market.
Yes, but
and Hickory Farms specialties like beef stick and sweet hot mustard.
Oh, look, I'll just put myself in your hands.
Okay. Let's see. It's 14 elves.
Mm-hmm.
How many reindeer?
Well, there's Dasher and Dancer and Prancer.
Atari would like to thank you for taking us into your homes. We wish you all a happy holiday.
If anybody loves trains, it's me, Johnny Cash. You know, if your boy's under 10 like mine is, he needs a big Lionel like this Black River Freight. Lionel also makes HO gauge trains for older kids, like this Burlington 181. But for smaller hands, the big Lionel is easier to handle and put on the track. This Christmas, get your boy a train that's built for the way young boys play. A big, rugged Lionel. Lionel, the big train for small hands.
So the boy fell asleep in the Toys R Us store. And he woke up with toys from the ceiling to the floor. We've got the Nintendo action set, including the control deck with double game pack and Zapper light gun for just $99.99 at Toys R Us. And we have all the hottest game cartridges at great everyday low prices. Love growing up with my Toys R Us kid. Toys R Us. You'll never outgrow us.
Does Daddy like it?
Your daddy loves Old Spice.
I love the smell of my daddy.
This Christmas, give your men the clean, masculine scent of Old Spice.
I love the smell of Daddy. And so does Mommy.
Give him the gift he'll love, Old Spice.
Christmas is a time for closeness, and closeness is what Norelco razors are all about. The shiny new silver rotary razors in cord and rechargeable models with 36 blades, 9 closeness settings, and no gotchas. And the Ladybugs, the ladies' razors that really work. And the Ladybug Salon, a ladybug razor plus 11 grooming attachments. Norelco, even our name says Merry Christmas.
Hallmark presents Keepsake Ornaments for Christmas 1978. Designed like beautiful ornaments from Christmas past, with Hallmark care and craftsmanship. And Hallmark ornaments are just the gift for Christmas present to treasure a special event like baby's first Christmas. Many Hallmark ornaments are dated keepsakes, too, for Christmas future, because they return every year. Hallmark Keepsake Ornaments, wherever Hallmark cards are sold.
Here's one from Mom and Daddy, one Grandma came to bring. One from Uncle Charlie, and one from Burger King.
It's the Burger King doll.
This Christmas, your kids can have this colorful, cuddly Burger King doll free when you buy a book of 10 gift certificates for $5.
Add an extra touch to Christmas with a gift from Burger King.
This Christmas, we're readier than ever to catch all the action with this brand new Kodak Extralight camera. The built-in flip-out flash means you're always ready. Ready in a flash to get those sharp, clear pictures you might have missed. Catch all your Christmas fun with a Ready in a Flash Extra Light from those built-in flash people at Kodak.
Clap on, clap off, clap on, clap off.
Stop
the clapper.
Let you turn things on or off from anywhere in the room. Just plug in the clapper and a television, lamp, stereo, almost anything you want to clap on and off.
Clap on, clap off, clap on, clap off.
Stop
the clapper.
Clapper is available at Meyer, Perry, Hills, and Osco.
For the special people on your gift list, giving Mr. Coffee is the delicious way to say Merry Christmas. Everyone would love to have Mr. Coffee. It's America's #1 coffee maker. Mr. Coffee with Coffee Saver brews delicious coffee fast, and it saves coffee, too. When you give Mr. Coffee for Christmas, every delicious cup will be a reminder of your thoughtfulness for years to come. This Christmas, give Mr. Coffee.
Dear Santa, how are you? Oops. Oh. My little brother Joey asked me to write you. He's only 5. Here are a few things he hopes you'll bring the family this Christmas. Grandma helped with everybody's sizes. We've grown a lot since last year. Oh yeah, favorite colors. Grandma, yellow. Joey kind of likes green. And me. Santa, you're not going to believe what Joey wants. Baseball cap, sleeping bag, a sled, a bike, make it red, and a drum. Mom says you can leave out the drum. Santa, Joey knows that Christmas is more than gifts and stuff, and that giving is more important than getting. I guess little kids forget that sometimes. Well, Merry Christmas, Santa. Your friends, Joey and Ted.
Merry Christmas, Merry, Merry Christmas from your Kmart Christmas store. Save on sweaters and on hats, bowling balls and baseball bats.
Cameras, TVs, bikes, and plants. Goldfish, fat toys, slippers, pants.
Mirrors, dresses, perfume, socks. Toasters, roasters, robes, and clocks. Candy, records, films, and toys at Santa Land for girls and boys. Christmas smiles light every face at Kmart's Christmas saving place.
I must have the wrong house.
Sister?
Oh, I missed you so much.
They waited up all night for you, you know.
It's a long way from West Africa. Oh, real coffee.
He's here.
I brought you something from far away. What are you doing?
You're my present this year.
Best part of waking up is Folgers in your cup.
And we're back. Of course, the Folgers commercial at the end, of course, I doctored it up just a little bit for funsies. Ha ha. There is a poll going on per OBS. If you had a clapper, just answer yes or no to that. Let's see how that works out. We'll play that poll throughout. It ain't Christmas without a little Folgers incest. Rick says Ronald McDonald scared him as a kid. I have been looking for the clapper for a nice prank. The problem with the clapper is it doesn't work, right, Joneser? I can't hear Joneser again. You're muted, I believe, Joneser.
Can you hear me now?
Yes.
I was muted.
Yes, you were.
I apologize.
All right. I was asking you, thank you. Oh, wow. What the hell happened just now? Oh, I see what's going on. I'm looking at the studio. Radical Mom just gave us Canadian $20 by Super Chat. Thank you so much.
Thank you.
It is a super sticker of a lady with her head, her hair coming off of her head and stars in her eyes and going around her head. Thank you, Radical Mom. Studio Mrs. Kmart. They were always open till midnight, up until Christmas Eve. There is the Alex video. Yes, that was Alex from 2 or 3 years ago. He posted that on there. You made my Christmas. Thanks, Bill. Well, thank you. You made my Christmas. That's wonderful. Wonderful. All right. Are we ready for another round of commercials? This was the second round of commercials that we did. And then after I show that, we'll show the third round of commercials. And then I'm going to do a Christmas reading for everyone. And then that's going to be kind of it for the show. But I'm trying to catch up with the chat here. I'm going to have to no, I'm going down. Yep. All right. Now I have to refresh that. There we go. And while that's refreshing, I'll just read out. George Valentine says, doesn't have to. We call a friend of my sister's the clapper. Okay. I don't know why. Woohoo. Thanks, Radical Mom. Yeah. Never mute Jones for singing. I didn't mute him. He muted himself.
I am the guilty party. My son came down and talked to me during the commercials, and so I muted the mic just in case it could somehow hear what was going on, and I forgot to unmute it.
All right. Did you by chance get the emails? Well, I probably did, but I daren't open my email application here on the computer. Breaking news, Joneser.
Yes, sir.
I don't know if you remember, but here a while back, we did a Unsolved Mysteries. You and I think Sir Clifton was involved in that.
For the lost toy
The
hunter
collector-
couple.
Yeah, the collector's crush. I got a comment about an hour or so ago from someone named the Vinyl Dragon 6255. I know who that is, and he did know them. And he says, I spoke with Tony right after the very last video they posted. He said they had one more video that was partially done. I have a few photos they sent me from our conversations. I spoke with Tony back and forth through text, though after they stopped posting, I didn't reach out much anymore. I spoke to him maybe one last time about the spirit store they were opening up right close by to me. So I'm going to like and heart that. Thank you, Vinyl Dragon, for giving us that little update there. So he says that they're still around and that they were, and they had one more video to do and they never finished editing it. It sounds like. Still don't know exactly why they left, but it could be because they just.
That answers nothing.
Yeah, it really doesn't.
They're not dead. They're not dead. I knew them once, and I stopped talking to them after they stopped posting. So maybe they are dead. That's what I heard.
Who knows? I have
That's
no
why it
idea.
hits my brain.
All right. Let me play this second round of commercials that we did, and then we'll talk a little more, and we'll do that third round. Rick says, I have an ex-girlfriend who gave me the clapper. Okay. She gave you the electronic device that you clap. Not the.
We'll return after these messages.
Holiday greetings from Budweiser. The people who bring you Budweiser wish you and yours the very best of everything this holiday season.
Ow! So you think Santa will like these red and green M&Ms?
I don't know. I never met the guy. He does exist!
They do exist. Santa?
I'd like to teach the world to sing in perfect harmony. I'd like to buy the world a Coke and keep it company. That's the song I sing. I'd like to teach the world what the world wants today. Coca-Cola. I'd like to buy the world a Coke. That's the song I sing.
Ben Franklin has everything in Christmas trimmings. Come see their complete selection of home and tree decorations. Beautiful tree lights, tree trimming, window decorations, and much, much more. It's true, Ben Franklin has the biggest and best selection in town. Christmas sweets are a must. They feature kitchen-fresh, delicious Christmas candies at reasonable prices. And you'll get helpful, friendly service at Ben Franklin in Williston and Crosby. The Williston store will be open every night till Christmas, and the Crosby store will be open evenings starting December 4th.
Nabisco crackers, a holiday tradition. Enjoy them with your favorite toppings. Crunchy Triscuit, Waverly, Sociables, Wheatsworth. And Ritz, regular or new low salt. And Nabisco snack crackers by the handful. Wheat Thins, real cheese better cheddars, and snappy great crisps. Look for displays in your store. Holiday entertaining, a Nabisco tradition.
The Energizer.
Tommy says he wants to play with his new game all day.
All day? Good thing Santa brought the Energizer.
Of all leading brands, nothing outlasts the Energizer from Eveready. Nothing outsnaps it. Nothing out-adds, outwalks, outplays, outtapes, outshines, outlasts it. Nothing.
The Energizer even outlasted Allison.
The Energizer. Energize. For life.
Long life.
Energize me.
Holidays were made for Michelob. Holidays were made for special friends.
What better beer than Michelob for the holiday season? Special enough to make the right impression, friendly enough to show you care. No wonder Michelob has become a holiday tradition.
Holidays were made for Michelob.
Baking holiday cookies has always been a family tradition at our house.
It's easy with Pillsbury sugar cookies.
I just slice, shape, and bake.
And the cookies come out hot and fresh.
And Jim and the kids do the decorating.
How about a green Santa Claus?
Oh, Daddy.
Home-baked holiday cookies from Pillsbury.
Look for the free holiday crafts book right in the package.
Coming Wednesday night, the Christmas classic, Rudolph the Red-Nosed Reindeer. See Santa Claus and an incredible snow monster in Rudolph the Red-Nosed Reindeer.
Merry Christmas.
Wednesday at 8, 7 Central and Mountain. Here on CBS.
This is gonna be a fabulous party.
Here's the Canada Drive.
Everything's gotta be just right for our best friend. It's gonna be great. So let it all begin. 'Cause when I'm mixing with my best friends, I'm mixing with the best Canada Dry.
Are you ready for Canada Dry?
Great party, Lucy. Jack's party mix sure tastes great. Yeah, but it sure goes fast. No problem. More Jack's party mix! Now we need is some great party music. No problem. Party music! Well, at least the food's great. Jack's party mix tastes great. Goes fast.
A special Christmas gift from Radio Shack. The TRS-80 color computer at $100 off.
Instant loading program packs turn our color TV into a game arcade.
The color computer is also an education center.
There are over 30 games available.
And it's perfect for home management.
She's right. With a programmable, expandable computer, you can do more than just play games. Like our son's even learning how to program.
Save $100 on the TRS-80 color computer, only at Radio Shack, the computer experts.
You know what I got for Christmas? A bad cold. Picked up a cough over Los Angeles, stuffy head over Denver, aches over Chicago. Mrs. Claus brought me all these medicines. All I need is NyQuil Vicks Nighttime Colds medicine. Got that in Boston. NyQuil alone relieves the same symptoms as all these, so I can get the rest I need.
Got everything?
Yep. NyQuil alone does it all. She's the best present I ever got.
Will the Grinch pinch Santa's biggest day? How the Grinch Stole Christmas. And the Man of Ice Who Will Melt Your Heart, Frosty the Snowman. 2 Christmas classics Saturday.
sent to you by the people at Miller High Life. Merry Christmas.
And here we are back once again. I'm trying to keep up with the chat, but the chat's just going willy-nilly over here. And my little featured chat plug-in is way far behind the actual chat going on in the room there. Susudio got some bad gas in her car, and she had to fight the Good Hands people and finally got it in a shop. Insurance got me a rental. Had to fight for it all. Well, I hope everything works out for you. I know that bad gas, water in the gas, that can ruin an engine. Are you frozen, Jones, or
what? I hope not.
Okay, you just weren't talking. I didn't know whether you were just listening to me or whether you were participating. Awful quiet there, Joneser. Nothing to say?
I'm sorry. I didn't know it was my turn with the talking stick. Well, Merry Christmas, folks. Santa Joneser's got the Santa hat and the Christmas super shirt. And he's in the festive spirit, in the festive mood. You guys got any plans?
Tomorrow, my daughter's coming over to the house, and we're going to basically do Christmas tomorrow instead of Monday.
That's pretty much how we do here too. Santa comes a day early over at the Jones home. Do the magic of divorce. The kids go to the other parents on Christmas Day. We get Christmas Eve.
Okay,
and the little boogers
sense.
get twice as many presents.
They make out like bandits, it sounds like.
Oh, yeah. I have 4 sets of grandparents. Are you kidding me?
Yeah. Sounds like they get a good Blue Sasquatch with us. Good. Thank you for joining us, sir. Studio says that she's been sick, not doing well. Her throat is hoarse from being out in the cold waiting for a tow truck and a rental. Well, I hope you get better. OBS says that their tradition was to open up one gift on Christmas Eve. Did y'all ever have that tradition?
That was how my family did for many, many years when I was home with my parents. And me and my sister got to open one gift on Christmas Eve, and then we had to be good little tykes and go to bed and wait for Christmas morning to get the rest of the loot.
Yeah, I think that's kind of what we did at my house for years, but I don't remember me doing that with my daughter. I think I made her wait until Christmas morning to open the gifts that were under the tree. When Santa Claus brought his gifts, they weren't wrapped. The Santa gifts weren't on the tree until after Santa came and left them, and they were unwrapped and under the tree, so that when she woke up that morning, the Santa gifts were all under the tree waiting for him.
Interesting.
Do y'all do that?
It's neat hearing how different families. What's neat hearing how different families did different things, and certain people did the same thing, and it just kind of a neat little thing. Traditions are important for Christmas,
Absolutely. And it's hard for me to keep up with the chat right now, Jonathan, because the chat has actually moved beyond what I can actually show on the screen. So I'm not going to be able to show much of the chat on.
I'm doing okay typing back and forth with them. You can just share what you share when you see it.
Okay. I can see both. Looking at the poll up here, let's see how the poll's going. It looks like 80% of the people didn't have a clapper and 20% did. I'm going to let that go until we finish almost to the end of the show, and then we'll see if it changed any. All right. Final round of commercials, and then we're going to do a little holiday tradition that I used to do with my daughter here on the show, and then we'll probably call it a night because everybody needs to go to bed so Santa can come, because you don't come if you're still up.
Santa Jones needs to come a little early.
Well, Santa Joneser came early here, and I'll tell you what, Joneser, between you and OBS, I've had probably one of the best Christmases ever. Thank you for so much for that. All right, so Christmas commercials.
You haven't even had Christmas yet with the people who count.
I haven't, but I told everybody don't get me nothing this year. I already got myself plenty, so I'm good over here. But you guys have really come through for me with some stuff I never expected to get. So thank you again so much.
Man.
All right. Christmas commercials round 3.
Polaroid's SX70 Sonar and Time Zero Super Color, the perfect Christmas combination.
Like egg and nog.
The finest instant camera and the fastest developing color.
Huh?
This gets much closer than any other instant. You view right through the lens. The focus is automatic. And this sharp, bright color comes up in seconds. No other camera does that.
That is close. What other cameras do that?
Name one. Well,
I'm thinking.
You only got till Christmas.
Time.
Smile, it's Christmas time. Well, here's something for you to smile about. You can save up to $10 on Kodak Instant cameras and film. Save $5 when you buy any Kodak Instant camera, and $5 when you buy 5 packs of Kodak Instant print film. Come on, no smile? And no matter how much you spend, no other instant camera gives you this. Bright, brilliant color by Kodak. So smile all the way to your photo dealer. Ask them about this limited time offer from Kodak. Ho, ho, ho.
To make these light and golden Christmas cookies, butter-flavored Crisco is the recipe for success.
Get it, boys.
Isn't there someone you know who could use a skill twist this Christmas? The skill twist. The practical gift for practically anybody.
With thousands of holiday messages to choose from, Hallmark has a card for everyone on your Christmas list.
John A. Smith Church, John B. Smith Church, John D. Smith.
What about John C. Smith?
Naughty.
Whether they deserve one or not.
Hallmark has a way.
We got the best tree they had and special gifts for Mom and Dad. It's the best time of year.
Now everyone's here. Toll House, it's good to be home.
Chocolatey, warm Toll House cookies made only with Nestle Toll House morsels. Make your house a Toll House.
Toll House, it's good to be home.
Monday, an episode unseen for 33 years. Join the Ricardos and the Mertzes.
Merry Christmas, everybody.
For a heartwarming celebration as they light up the holidays with the I Love Lucy Christmas special. Monday, right after Major Dad.
This is CBS.
This Christmas, Pepsi would like to help you celebrate the holidays with a chance of winning a present from Mario in the Pepsi Nintendo Holiday Game, where you could win one of thousands of terrific Nintendo prizes, like these action sets, game packs, and best of all, the sensational new Game Boy. So hurry up and play before it's all over. Look on specially marked cans and bottles of Pepsi and Diet Pepsi for your chance to win.
Now you can build Santa's beard with the Countdown to Christmas poster. It's free when you buy any 7-Up product.
How do you take a special meal and make it extra special? Pillsbury Crescent dinner rolls. Home-baked and buttery tasting. They're just what you need to put that special meal over the top.
Nothing says lovin' like my crescent rolls.
Brilliant Instant Color by Kodak. The only way to get it is with a Kodak Instant Camera, like the handle, the simple low-priced camera that gives you bright, brilliant color by Kodak instantly.
Kodak takes the rainbow right out. Kodak takes.
Kodak gifts say open me first to capture Christmas in pictures instantly.
You know what's nice about Christmas? When somebody opens your present and says, wow, instead of it's very nice. So here are 3 ideas you couldn't even get last year. Polaroid's Focus Flash 400s. Flash shots don't come out too light or too dark, and it's automatic when you focus. The Big Shot, close-up color portraits you wouldn't believe, 1995. And the Square Shooter, new square color pictures. They're just a little smaller, but you can save somebody up to 25% on film. I mean, it's Christmas. Wow!
Instant photography by Kodak and the night before Christmas.
Hey, Joey. What? He's downstairs. There's nobody downstairs, Arnold. There is so.
When you need a picture in an instant, you'll love the Kodak Color Burst 250 with built-in flash.
Joey, look.
Brilliant color built-in flash with the Color Burst 250 instant camera from Kodak.
Saturday, laughable, lovable Frosty the Snowman comes to life in the heartwarming story of a little girl's love, an original holiday classic. Then 'twas the night before Christmas, an enchanting tale about boys and girls everywhere on the most important night of the year. 2 holiday treats, Saturday at 8, 7 Central and Mountain.
Monday. The Peanuts gang is filled with the Christmas spirit until...
What a treat!
It's a Charlie Brown Christmas, Monday at 8, 7 Central.
We now return to Rudolph the Red-Nosed Reindeer.
Here's one for Mom and Daddy.
One Grandma came to bring, one from Uncle Charlie, and one from Burger King.
It's the Burger King doll.
This Christmas, your kids can have this colorful, cuddly Burger King doll free when you buy a book of 10 gift certificates for $5.
Add an extra touch to Christmas with a gift from Burger King.
This year, make it a Christmas to remember. Give someone a Polaroid instant camera. What will Polaroid do for you today?
This holiday season, get the lemon lime soft drink with real juice. Get Slice.
We got the juice, a burst of cheer. We got the taste for the time of year. We got the juice, we got the twist. We got the spicy 7-Up the mix.
10% real juice.
We got the juice, it's going fast. We're stocking up to make it last. We got the juice.
Happy holidays.
Well, looks like we got a plaid hat set and Mom got a Spectra camera.
This holiday season, give the only gift that lets you hold the picture in your hand while you still hold the feeling in your heart. The Polaroid Spectra system.
So for Mom's way ahead.
The new Kodak Colorburst 250 instant camera and the tree trimming.
I'll let them start trimming the tree. Hurry home.
You know, he doesn't have to miss anything. Open it.
It's a Kodak instant camera, huh?
The Kodak Colorburst 250, the new instant camera with a convenient built-in flash.
Nice trimming the tree, Ray. Not really. Oh, beautiful.
It's the gift that starts giving instantly.
Perhaps more than any other time of year, this is the season when millions of people discover Polaroid cameras do what no other kind of camera can do.
What's this? Thanks for the milk and cookies, and thanks for the beautiful Polaroid picture. Love, Santa.
Happy holidays from Polaroid.
And we are back. I didn't get a chance to really edit those commercials, so I just played them as they came out. So, yeah. And while we were playing the commercials, Rolo joined us. Everybody is saying hello to Rolo and telling him how much they love him. Thank you for joining us, Rolo. He says he's on his phone. That's the only way he can communicate with us anymore. And he said the cut is coming. So I guess they're going to do some surgery on him here pretty soon, I would assume. And OBS is telling Rick that there's something wrong with him because he didn't like the Charlie Brown special.
It was
Rick
a crappy tree.
How poor. Yeah. I felt sorry for the Charlie Brown tree just like OBS did. Rick has the best family story, says All Music Fan 88. The Polaroid cameras were fun. Photographing family members on the toilet. Rick, good grief, man.
He sounds like he was a little rascal when he was a kid.
Yeah, the story about him pouring a laxative in the drink there at the Christmas time, that I'm sure the family enjoyed that.
And hey, that bowl of sugar-free Haribo gummy bears, use that knowledge responsibly, please.
Yeah, I won't use that at all. It sounds like it'd be kind of a really messy, horrible situation.
Read the Amazon reviews for those, and you're welcome.
Well, thank you, Joneser. I will probably have to go and do that now. And Eldor
You will not be disappointed.
So what I need to do is look up the Haribo gummy bears on Amazon and just read the reviews.
Sugar-free. Has to be the sugar-free Haribo gummy bears.
And I talk tough crap, but I'm a softie, but I will kick your ass, says OBS. I believe that. I believe that. All right. What I'm planning on doing now here is I'm going to read some Christmas stories out of the little big book of Christmas. And let me move over to this scene here. Joneser will be here on my shoulder here in the corner while I do this. And
crappy little.
I have a feeling. Now I have a feeling that I need to close a whole bunch of stuff down in order to do this and make it look proper. Let me do this. I'm going to refresh the control room, which means that it'll take a second for me to come back. And Joneser, you may lose the share. So here I go.
Am I on the screen alone now? I'm all alone.
I'm back.
Oh, there he is.
Yeah. Hopefully the lag is not as bad as it was. And what I've got here is the Little Big Book of Christmas. These can still be had at a decent price on Amazon from the used sellers that are on there. And this particular copy is not mine. It's going to become my daughter's. I have a copy around here in the house somewhere, but I couldn't find it for the show tonight. But anyway, to give you some context here, one of the things that the tradition that we had at our house when Sarah was growing up was that on Christmas Eve night before she went to bed, I would get this book and we would read some select stories out of it. Now, this book has got more than stories in it. It's got recipes in it. It's got poems and it's got Christmas carols in it as well as stories. This is a wonderful little book. But we would read 4 select stories out of this book every year. And what I'm going to do is I'm going to read those stories to you tonight. And in this video that I'm going to make from this, I'm going to cut it. And I'm going to make a video and release it on my channel on Christmas Day or tomorrow of Christmas Eve, because there won't be a Sunday show tomorrow at all because my daughter will be here. So this will be on the internet forever, so that even after Big Papa's gone, my future grandchild will be able to watch Big Papa reading the Big Little Book of Christmas on Christmas Eve night. How do you think about that, Joneser?
That's a very special thing. That's awesome.
All right. Here is the first story. A Visit from St. Nicholas by Clement Clark Moore. 'Twas the night before Christmas, and all through the house not a creature was stirring, not even a mouse. The stockings were hung by the chimney with care, in hopes that St. Nicholas soon would be there. The children were nestled all snug in their beds, while visions of sugar plums danced in their heads. And Mama in her kerchief and I in my cap had just settled our brains for a long winter's nap. When out on the lawn there arose such a clatter, I sprang from my bed to see what was the matter. Away to the window I flew like a flash, tore open the shutter and threw up the sash. The moon on the breast of the new fallen snow gave the luster of midday to objects below. When what to my wondering eye should appear but a miniature sleigh and 8 tiny reindeer. With a little old driver so lively and quick, I knew in a moment it must be St. Nick. More rapid than eagles his coursers they came. He whistled and shouted and called them by name. Now Dasher, now Dancer, now Prancer and Vixen, on Comet, on Cupid, on Donder and Blitzen. To the top of the porch, to the top of the wall, now dash away, dash away, dash away all. As dry leaves that before the wild hurricane fly, When they meet with an obstacle, mount to the sky. So up to the housetop the coursers they flew, with a sleigh full of toys, and St. Nicholas too. And then in a twinkling I heard on the roof the prancing and pawing of each little hoof. As I drew in my head, was turning around, down the chimney St. Nicholas came with a bound. He was dressed all in fur from his head to his foot, and his clothes were all tarnished with ashes and soot. A bundle of toys he had flung on his back, and he looked like a peddler just opening his pack. His eyes, how they twinkled. His dimples, how merry. His cheeks were like roses, his nose like a cherry. His droll little mouth was drawn up like a bow, and the beard on his chin was as white as the snow. A stump of a pipe he held tight in his teeth, and the smoke it encircled his head like a wreath. He had a broad face and a little round belly that shook when he laughed like a bowl full of jelly. He was chubby and plump, a right jolly old elf, and I laughed when I saw him in spite of myself. A wink of his eye and a twist of his head soon gave me to know I had nothing to dread. He spoke not a word, but went straight to his work, and filled all the stockings, and then turned with a jerk, and laying his finger aside his nose, up the chimney he rose. He sprang to his sleigh, to his team, gave a whistle, and away they all flew like the down of a thistle. But I heard him exclaim ere he drove out of sight, "Happy Christmas to all, and to all a good night."
I love it.
Thank you, Joneser. The second story we're going to read happened a long, long time ago.
In a galaxy far, far away?
No, it was right here on this planet, right here. There was a little girl named Virginia O'Hanlon, and she wrote a letter to the editor of The Sun, a newspaper. And this was the letter she wrote. "Dear editor, I am 8 years old. Some of my friends say there is no Santa Claus. Papa says if you see it in the sun, it's so. Please tell me the truth. Is there a Santa Claus? Signed, Virginia O'Hanlon." Now, the editor of that newspaper was a man by the name of Francis P. Church. And this was in the newspaper in the editorial section after she wrote that letter and they received it. He writes, "Virginia, your little friends are wrong. They have been affected by the skepticism of a skeptical age. They do not believe except they see. They think that nothing can be which is not comprehensible by their little minds. All minds, Virginia, whether they be men's or children's, are little. In this great universe of ours, man is a mere insect, an ant, in his intellect as compared with the boundless world about him, as measured by the intelligence capable of grasping the whole of truth and knowledge. Yes, Virginia, there is a Santa Claus. He exists as certainly as love and generosity and devotion exist. And you know that they abound and give to your life its highest beauty and joy. Alas, how dreary would be the world if there were no Santa Claus. It would be as dreary as if there were no Virginias. There would be no childlike faith then, no poetry, no romance to make tolerable this existence. We should have no enjoyment except in sense and sight. The eternal light with which childhood fills the world would be extinguished. Not believe in Santa Claus? You might as well not believe in fairies. You might get your papa to hire men to watch all the chimneys on Christmas Eve to catch Santa Claus. But even if they did not see Santa coming down, what would that prove? Nobody sees Santa Claus, but that is no sign that there is no Santa Claus. The most real things in the world are those that neither children nor men can see. No Santa Claus? Thank God he lives. He lives forever. 1,000 years from now, Virginia, nay, 10,000, 10,000, 10 times 10,000 years from now, he will continue to make glad the heart of childhood. The New York Sun, September the 21st, 1897.
Wow.
That is one of my favorite little stories, and it really did happen. There really was a Virginia O'Hanlon. She wrote that letter to the editor, and the editor, Francis P. Church, wrote that response back to her.
That's incredible.
Now, the next story we're going to read is a story by O. Henry. Now, this one here will make me tear up every time I read it, so bear with me. This is a story called The Gift of the Magi. $1.87. That was all. And 60 cents of it was in pennies. Pennies saved, 1 and 2 at a time, by bulldozing the grocer and the vegetable man and the butcher until one's cheeks burned with silent imputation of parsimony that such close dealing implied. 3 times Della counted it. $1.87. And the next day would be Christmas. There was clearly nothing to do but flop down on the shabby little couch and howl. So Della did it, which instigates the moral reflection that life is made up of sobs, sniffles, and smiles, with sniffles predominating. While the mistress of the home was gradually subsiding from the first stage to the second, take a look at the home. A furnished flat at $8 per week. It did not exactly beggar description, but it certainly had that word on the lookout for the mediancy squad. In the vestibule below was a letter box into which no letter would go, and an electric button from which no mortal finger could coax a ring. Also, appertaining thereunto was a card bearing the name Mr. James Dillingham Young. The Dillingham had been flung into the breeze during a former period of prosperity when its possessor was being paid $30 per week. Now the income had shrunk to $20. The letters of Dillingham looked blurred, as though they were thinking seriously of contracting to a modest and unassuming D. But whenever Mr. James Dillingham Young came home and reached his flat above, he was called Jim, and greatly hugged by Mrs. Dillingham Young, already introduced to you as Della, which is all very good. Della finished her cry and attended to her cheeks with the powder rag. She stood by the window and looked out dully at the gray cat walking a gray fence in a gray backyard. Tomorrow would be Christmas Day, and she had only $1.87 with which to buy Jim a present. She had been saving every penny she could for months. With this result, $20 a week doesn't go far. Expenses had been greater than she had calculated. They always are. Only $1.87 to buy a present for Jim, her Jim. Many a happy hour she had spent planning for something nice for him. Something fine and rare and sterling. Something just a little bit near to being worthy of the honor of being owned by Jim. There was a pier glass between the windows of the room. Perhaps you may have seen a pier glass in an $8 flat. A very thin and very agile person may, by observing his reflection in a rapid sequence of longitudinal strips, obtain a fairly accurate description of his looks. Della, being slender, had mastered the art. Suddenly she whirled from the window and stood before the glass. Her eyes were shining brightly, but her face had lost its color. Within 20 seconds, rapidly she pulled down her hair and let it fall to its full length. Now there were two possessions of the James Dillingham Youngs in which they both took a mighty pride. One was Jim's gold watch, which had been his father's and his grandfather's. The other was Della's hair. Had the Queen of Sheba lived in the flat across the air shaft, Della would have let her hair hang out the window someday to dry, just to depreciate Her Majesty's jewels and gifts. Had King Solomon been the janitor with all his treasures piled up in the basement, Jim would have pulled out his watch every time he passed just to see him pluck his beard from envy. So now, Della's beautiful hair fell about her, rippling and shining like a cascade of brown waters. It reached below her knee and made itself almost a garment for her. And then she did it up again nervously and quickly. Once she faltered for a minute and stood still while a tear or two splashed on the worn red carpet. On went her old brown jacket. On went her old brown hat. With a whirl of skirts and with a brilliant sparkle still in her eyes, she fluttered out the door and down the stairs to the street. When she stopped, the sign read, Madame Sofroni, hair goods of all kinds. One flight up, Della ran and collected herself, panting. Madame, large, too white, chilly, hardly looked at the Sofroni. Will you buy my hair? Asked Della. I buy hair, said Madame. Take your hat off and let's have a sight at it, the looks of it. Down rippled the brown cascade. $20, said Madame, lifting the mass with a practiced hand. Give it to me quick, said Della. Oh, and the next 2 hours tripped by on rosy wings. Forget the hashed metaphor. She was ransacking the stores for Jim's present. She found it at last. It had surely been made for Jim and no one else. There was no other like it in any of the stores. She had turned all of them inside out. It was a platinum fob chain, simple and chaste in design, properly proclaiming its value by substance alone and not by meticulous ornamentation, as all good things should do. It was even worthy of the watch. As soon as she saw it, she knew that it must be Jim's. It was like him, quietness and value. The description applied to both. $21 they took from her for it, and she hurried home with the 87 cents. With that chain on his watch, Jim might be properly anxious about the time in any company. Grand as the watch was, he sometimes looked at it on the sly on account of the old leather strap that he used in place of a chain. When Della reached home, her intoxication gave way to prudence and reason. She got out her curling irons and lighted the gas and went to work repairing the ravages made by generosity added to love, which is always a tremendous task, dear friends, a mammoth task. Within 40 minutes, her head was covered with tiny, close-lying curls that made her look wonderfully like a truant schoolboy. She looked at her reflection in the mirror long, carefully, and critically. If Jim doesn't kill me, she said to herself, before he takes a second look at me, he'll say I look like a Coney Island chorus girl. But what could I do? Oh, what could I do with $1.87? At 7 o'clock, the coffee was made and the frying pan was on the back of the stove, hot and ready to cook the chops. Jim was never late. Della doubled the fob chain in her hand and sat on the corner of the table near the door that he always entered. Then she heard his step on the stair away down on the first flight, and she turned white for just a moment. She had a habit of saying little silent prayers about the simplest everyday things, and now she whispered, "Please, God, make him think I'm still pretty." The door opened and Jim stepped in and closed it. He looked very thin and very serious. Poor fellow, he was only 22, and to be burdened with a family. He needed a new overcoat, and he was without gloves. Jim stopped inside the door, immovable as a setter at the scent of quail. His eyes were fixed upon Della, and there was an expression in them that she could not read, and it terrified her. It was not anger, nor surprise, nor disapproval, nor horror, nor any of the sentiments that she would have been prepared for. He simply stared at her fixedly, with a peculiar expression on his face. Della wriggled off the table and went for him. "Jim, darling," she cried, "don't look at me that way. I had my hair cut off and sold it because I couldn't have lived through Christmas without giving you a present. It'll grow out again. You won't mind, will you? I just had to do it. My hair grows awfully fast. Say Merry Christmas, Jim, and let's be happy. You don't know what a beautiful, nice gift that I've got for you." "You've cut off your hair?" asked Jim laboriously, as if he had not arrived on that patent fact yet, even after the hardest mental labor. "Cut it off and sold it," said Della. "Don't you like me just as well anyhow? I'm me without my hair, ain't I?" Jim looked about the room curiously. "You say your hair's gone?" he said with an air of almost idiocy. "You needn't look for it," said Della. "It's sold, I tell you, sold and gone too. It's Christmas Eve, boy. It's good. Be good to me, for it went for you. Maybe the hairs of my head were numbered," she went on with a sudden serious sweetness, "but nobody could ever count my love for you. Shall I put the chops on, Jim?" Out of his trance, Jim seemed to quickly awake. He enfolded Della. For 10 seconds, let us regard with discreet scrutiny some inconsequential object in another direction. $8 a week or $1 million a year. What is the difference? A mathematician or a wit would tell you the wrong answer. The Magi brought valuable gifts, but that was not among them. This dark assertion will be illuminated later on. Jim drew a package from his overcoat pocket and threw it upon the table. "Don't make any mistake, Dell," he said, "about me. Don't think there's anything in the way of a haircut or a shave or a shampoo that would make me like my girl any less. But if you'll unwrap that package, you'll see why you had me going for a while there at first." White fingers and nimble tore at the string and paper. And then an ecstatic scream of joy, and then, alas, a quick feminine change to hysterical tears and wails, necessitating the immediate employment of all the comforting powers of the Lord of the Flat. For there lay the combs. The set of combs side and back that Della had worshipped for long in a Broadway window. Beautiful combs, pure tortoiseshell, with jeweled rims, just the shade to wear in the beautiful vanished hair. They were expensive combs, she knew, and her heart had simply craved and yearned over them, without the least hope of possession. And now they were hers, but the tresses that they should have adorned The coveted adornments were gone. She hugged them to her bosom, and at length she was able to look up with dim eyes and a smile and say, "My hair grows so fast, Jim." And then Della leaped up like a little singed cat and cried, "Oh, oh." Jim had not seen his beautiful present. She held out to him eagerly upon her open palm. The dull, precious metal seemed to flash with reflections of her bright and ardent spirit. "Isn't it dandy, Jim? I hunted all over town to find it. You'll have to look at the time 100 times a day now. Give me your watch. I want to see how it looks on it." Instead of obeying, Jim tumbled down to the couch and put his hands under the back of his head and smiled. "Dell," he said, "let's put your Christmas presents away. Let's keep them a while. They're too nice to use just at present. I sold the watch to get the money to buy your combs, and now suppose you put the chops on." The Magi, as you know, were wise men, wonderfully wise men who brought gifts to the babe in the manger. They invented the art of giving Christmas presents. Being wise, their gifts were no doubt wise ones, possibly bearing the privilege of exchange in case of duplication. But here I have lamely related to you the uneventful chronicle of two foolish children in a flat who most unwisely sacrificed for each other the greatest treasures of their house. But in a last word to the wise of these days, let it be said that of all who give gifts, these two were the wisest. Of all who gave and give and receive gifts, such as they are wisest. Everywhere they are wisest. They are the Magi. A beautiful story.
It is. It is.
And the last story we're going to read is the reason for Christmas itself. Whether you believe it or not, it is the reason that we celebrate this holiday at this time of year. This is from the Gospel of St. Luke, chapter 2, verses 1 through 16. "And it came to pass in those days that there went out a decree from Caesar Augustus that all the world should be taxed. And this taxing was first made when Cyrenius was governor of Syria. And all went to be taxed, every one into his own city. And Joseph also went up from Galilee, out of the city of Nazareth into Judea, unto the city of David, which is called Bethlehem, because he was of the house and lineage of David, to be taxed with Mary his espoused wife, being great with child. And so it was that while they were there, the days were accomplished that she should be delivered. And she brought forth her firstborn son, and wrapped him in swaddling clothes, and laid him down in a manger, because there was no room for them in the inn. And there were in the same country shepherds abiding in the field, keeping watch over their flock by night. And lo, the angel of the Lord came upon them, and the glory of the Lord shone around them, and they were sore afraid. And the angel said unto them, Fear not, for behold, I bring you good tidings of great joy, which shall be for all people. For unto you is born this day in the city of David a Savior, which is Christ the Lord. And this shall be a sign unto you, ye shall find the babe wrapped in swaddling clothes, lying in a manger. And suddenly there was with the angel a multitude of the heavenly host, praising God and saying, Glory to God in the highest, and on earth peace and goodwill toward men. And it came to pass, as the angels were gone away from them into heaven, the shepherds said one to another, Let us now go even unto Bethlehem, and see this thing which is come to pass, which the Lord has made known to us. And they came with haste and found Mary and Joseph and the babe lying in a manger. And that ends the telling of the stories. And now, children, you must go to bed, for Santa Claus will be here soon. And if you're not in the bed, he won't stop.
Speaking of which, Santa Claus got to get his ass upstairs and get started.
Yeah. So, Merry Christmas to everyone. Thank you, Joneser, for joining me today. And thank you for allowing me to share this little bit of Christmas tradition from my household to you. We will see you next year.
Yes, sir.
In the meantime, have a good journey. And we will see you next time right here on Weird Fantastic Toy Adventures. Good night, Joneser.
Good night, Bill. Merry Christmas, all.
Special thanks to the channel supporters. Without your help, these adventures would not be possible. Thanks for watching. If you enjoyed today's adventure, please hit like, subscribe, and share the video.